ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकयः चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. So in continuation of reading book Harinam Cintamani Nama Bhajana, chapter 30, attachment to I and mine. Kadai Gauranga Jaya Janava Jeevana Sita Dvaita Jaya Jaya Gaura Bhakta Gana. Overcome with prema, Haridas recited the last offense in chanting the holy name. Listen, my lord, this offense is the lowest of all. With this offense, one cannot get prema. It is the attitude which is exactly opposite to surrender to the Lord. Having extirpated the first 9 offenses, the devotee should culture full surrender to the name. According to the scriptures, there are 6 types of surrender, which are impossible to explain in detail. In brief, they are as follows. Accepting everything favorable for service to the Lord, rejecting everything unfavorable for service to the Lord, having faith in Krishna as one's protector, knowing that Krishna is one's preserver and maintainer, thinking oneself as low and worthless, being self-surrendered. If one does not culture these attitudes while chanting, one will simply accumulate material in life. Those things which always help increase devotion should be accepted in one's life with relish. Those things which impede devotion should be rejected in disgust. One should believe that other than Krishna, there is no one on whom to depend, and that Krishna alone is one's maintainer. One should think that one is very low and unqualified with no possessions. As an eternal servant of Krishna, one will be willing to do anything that Krishna desires. To believe that one is the doer, the giver, the protector, and that one owns this body, house, wife, and offspring, to think oneself to be a Brahmana or Shudra, husband or wife, king or citizen, they should all be rejected. Instead, centering one's thoughts on Krishna, one should think of Krishna as the controller and doer, and that Krishna's desire is the main thing. One will do as Krishna desires, not as one independently wants to do. By Krishna's wish, I will stay in this world, and by Krishna's wish, I will cross over it. If there is pain, if there is rejoicing, still I am Krishna's servant. By his will, he will give mercy to the jivas. Many material enjoyment and renunciation are all dependent on Krishna. My material enjoyment and renunciation are all dependent on Krishna. When this attitude is present, it is called Atmanivedana or self-surrender. When these 6 types of Sharanagati, full surrender, are not present in an individual, he possesses the intelligence of I and mine. Such a person is considered a low rascal because he believes that he is the doer, that the world is his, that he is the creator of his destiny and the enjoyer of the fruits of his activities, that he is his own protector and maintainer, that these are his wife, brothers, sons, and daughters, endeavor, he can achieve all perfection and glory. Such people are proud of the power of their own knowledge. Not considering the Lord's control, they think that by their own brain they increase and extend the arts and science. If these people hear the glories of the name, they do not believe them, or they do chant Krishna's name. It is only out of social custom. Being pretenders and cheaters, they may chant the name in Hela Nama Bhasa, but will never get prema. This offense is due to being bound tightly by Maya, and deliverance is very difficult. However, one can see that there are some people who, taking up the name and reaching the level of Shuddha Bhakti, have completely given up material attachment and humbly worship Krishna's lotus feet and sing his name. One should seek out this type of person, take his association, and serve him with a desire to give up material attachment. Gradually, one will become fixed in the name, and I and mine will go away as one transcends attachment to Maya. Giving up the false mentality, one will culture full surrender, which is the constitutional position of the jiva and the very nature of bhakti. By this, one can get prema. One who gives up the 10 offenses and performs devotional service correctly is the most fortunate in the three worlds. He is full of all good qualities and is qualified for getting Krishna's mercy. While chanting the holy name very soon by Krishna's mercy, that person will come to the level of bhava and prema. The Lord has stated himself that whoever takes the name without offenses will attain prema, and whoever takes the name without giving up the offenses will never attain pure bhakti in spite of his practices. The practice of jnana gives liberation and fruitive activities give material enjoyment. But pure Krishna Bhakti and Prema are available only by correct execution of sadhana bhakti. As liberation and material enjoyment are both unsatisfying, and as bhakti is the only solution, the real form of liberation and glory of the soul, the jiva must obtain bhakti. By carefully performing sadhana bhakti without any offenses, the creeper of bhakti will quickly yield the fruit of prema. To do sadhana carefully means to do it without the 10 offenses. Therefore, whoever is desirous of obtaining bhakti will take the name, being attentive to avoid each of 10 offenses in his heart, fervently begging at the feet of the holy name to give mercy to destroy offenses. One can never be released from offenses against the name by praschayata or pious activity, but only by again taking shelter of the name continuously. Chanting day and night, feeling repentant, the offenses will go and the fruit of the name will come. One will get Shuddha Nama, then Bhava Nama, then Prema Nama. Finally, to keep the offenses from entering the heart, pray for the mercy of the Lord Chaitanya, who is absorbed in the nectar of the name, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who has become the recipient of the Leelas of devotion by the grace of Haridas, sings eagerly the touchstone of the holy name. So we conclude the chapter 13 today. Just to summarize of this chapter. So Haridas Thakur is explaining the last offenses and which he considers to be the lowest of all offenses discussed so far. That is attachment to I and my impediment for achieving prema bhakti. If one does not overcome this, then it is not possible to obtain prema bhakti. The only way to obtain Lord's mercy is by complete surrendering unto Him. But if one is in the illusion of I am this body and pertaining to body, thinking it is I and mine in relation to the body, is complete opposite to surrender. Hence Haridas Thakur mentions it is lowest of all offenses. Haridas Thakur talks about 6 types of surrendering processes which are mentioned in the scriptures, and by adhering to these processes during chanting the holy name, one may achieve prema bhakti. One should develop firm faith on Krishna to such an extent that only He is whole and soul for our existence, sustenance, and protector. One main attitude to be developed is to feel lower than the lowest of all and possesses no qualification, which is factually true as we do not possess anything of our own. Everything is given by Krishna for our survival in this material world, and we are just His servants, and our only duty is to serve Krishna and His associates and should be willing to do anything that Krishna desires. We should align our mind to Krishna's desire. Make Krishna's desire as our desire, not that we develop our own desire to enjoy this material world. Keeping in mind He is the ultimate enjoyer and we are to be enjoyed by Him. Thus, centering one's thoughts on Krishna, one develops Atmanivedana, self surrender. People who are proud of their own power and who are in the illusion of I am the doer and everything is controlled by me or are certainly bound by Maya very tightly, and deliverance of such souls becomes very difficult as they do not believe in the Lord and do not take the shelter of Lord's name.